Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone, this is Ashima, and in this video we'll be talking about how to prepare insurance awareness section for LIC examinations and various insurance based examinations. So when you're preparing for any examination, when there's a separate section for that particular awareness part, in that section you have to be aware about how to prepare, what are the important points that definitely need to be covered, and what are the points that you need to just touch and brush up on, right? So first of all, why do we have insurance awareness section? If we have a look at why this examination has a particular section, the reason is that the examiner wants to see that whether you are applying for the section that you are applying for, whether you are interested in that part or not. Are you interested in the insurance sector? If you are, then you would know certain things about insurance for obvious reasons. So that is why insurance awareness section is kept separately in any insurance based examination, where they will ask you certain questions related to insurance. And these awareness questions are basically not not too much on, as we can say. They are more of like brushed up or current affairs topics or those recent developments that are happening as of now, right? So I'll be giving you a few ideas about what topics are important and how you can understand and how you can cover them in the easiest way possible, right? So let's begin on that now. First of all, what topics are you supposed to cover? So first of all, you have to know about insurance section, about just like in banking section we have so much of history and timeline and everything. Similarly, in insurance sector also you have to cover about what about the insurance sector in general in India, the history of insurance sector in India, the life insurance in India, as well as general insurance. There are various forms of insurance. You should know about the types of insurance and what various forms of insurance schemes are running in India. What are the various types of insurances that are available in India? You have to know about IRDAI, about the history of IRDAI, that is the Insurance Regulatory Authority of India, and the recent developments for obvious reasons. Then insurance ombudsman that are there, all the abbreviations, basic, especially those which are currently in news or are coming to news in certain form or the other. So for that part, how you will study, I'll be letting you know that soon. So you have to study about the abbreviations. You have to know the full forms of them. Then the recent bank assurances that are happening, then Indian insurance market in general, insurance terms, all the terminology that is associated with it, important government insurance schemes that are there. Then we have current affairs of at least last 6 months, and maximum 8 months is sufficient, but at least 6 months you have to do. And then what do you have to study in this? In these 6 months also, you have to find all of these topics. That is, what all abbreviations are currently in news? What are the bank assurances that have currently happened? Which insurance product is coming new, or the first time coming of insurance products? Certain insurance products are being launched newly also. Then what has IRDAI done recently? What are the recent steps that have been taken? What are the recent changes that have happened? Like recently IRDAI has proposed that all the insurance sectors papers or the documents should be uploaded on DigiLocker, right? So this is a recent development associated with IRDI. So you have to know about IRDI also, you have to know about DigiLocker also. Then recently IRDI also launched a universal accidental insurance, right? So what are the policies in that? What are the limitations of that? Or what are regulations have been placed in that? Because that is something which has to be regulated by all the insurance companies. So you have to know about that. So basically, from the last 6 months and maximum of 8 months, you have to study about what are the developments that have taken place, and from that development sector you have to take out the static information also, or you have to study the background of that also. Then private insurance companies in India that are there, public insurance companies that are there, which all public insurance companies are there, which are private insurance companies are there, and a bit about them, that is their heads and the headquarters. Then unit linked insurance plan or ULIP, other important topics related to insurance. Then FAQs, very, very important and very helpful part. Study all the FAQs that are available on the website of RBI, on SEBI, on IRDI, on various insurance platforms that are there, that is the companies that are there. Study all the FAQs over there. And from there, whenever you find a new term, a new abbreviation, a new development, or some new terminology, all you do is Google that term and find out about that. Because something which is in FAQs can be picked out directly also and can be asked indirectly from the background section also, right? So you have to know about the background of the topic or the word that has come in the FAQs. Then we have the union budget. That is again very important. What has recently happened in the budget? What are the developments? Especially this time, there's a lot of upheaval that has happened in the budget. So you have to study about the budget also, or a brief, not exactly you have to go in details and study one and every line, but a brief brushing up on of all of these required. Now, what all things are there in the static section or the terminology that we're talking about? That comes as, what is the use of insurance? What are the features of the contract of insurance? Then insurance and what kind of security is provided via insurance? Who are the people who can be insured? What are the various products available in market for insurance? What all insurance cover can be obtained? Mutuality and diversification in insurance section, principles of insurance, life insurance basically. Then what are the elements of insurance contract? Very important that you have to study about what elements are there in the contract of insurance one signs. Then pricing, what are the basic pricing? Basically, more than this is going to be more important part is IRDI's new policy of bringing in universal insurances, like Saral Bima Yojana had come up, that brings a universal insurance product. That was accidental insurance is a part of it, so something like that. Then documentation, what all stages are there in gaining an insurance, and in those stages what documents are required by a person. Then annuity, underwriting, claims, what all claims can be there, how can someone claim, and what procedure someone has to follow if they have an issue regarding a claim, how the settlements are there, how the grievance redressal happens, and what are the various portals that have been launched for that same purpose. Then health insurance basics, motor insurance basics, life insurance basics, property insurance basics. Then married women property act, and what all insurance can be products available for women in market, because right now women empowerment is definitely going on. So insurance products especially for women that have been launched, and important terminology, important steps, important procedures, important claims, important documents, all of them. You have to at least know the names of them, the order in which they come. So if you're talking about the procedure like claims, what kind of claims can be done? What is the procedure for a claim? So what procedure is followed? You have to know step by step for that, because they can ask you that which of the following is wrongly placed, or various forms of question can be framed on that, right? Then there are various schemes in which insurance companies are involved, or various insurance schemes which are launched by the government, especially for a certain area or targeting certain people, like Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, insurance product launched especially for crops. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Rashtriya Swasthya Bima Yojana, employment state insurance schemes, then central government health scheme. So there are various schemes which are launched by the government also. So it's not that you have to only study about the public sector insurance or private sector insurance. You also have to study about all the products that are being launched by the state government, by the central government. What are the allowances or outlays in that? What is the target audience for that particular scheme that has come forward? And how much claim can be there? What is the maximum cap on the claim? What is the minimum cap on the claim? And what are the requirements for that particular yojana or scheme? You have to know about these schemes in general. So it's a five, you can create 5 to 7 pointers in every scheme. There are 5 to 7 pointers that are there. Orient them towards the insurance sector and create those 7 pointers for all the scheme, which involves your areas like the target audience, and the target claim that is there, right, and the outlay that is there, for a particular scheme, then how can they attain, whether a special body has been designed. If there is a special body that has been designed for it, then you have to know about how that claim can be done. So you have to know about that as well. So and if there is a certain restriction on the number of states or the number of people that can claim it, or there is a restriction on, for example, the if it's related to farmers, then there is a restriction on the land, that only this much land people can take it. So you have to know about that as well. Then Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana, Janashri Bima Yojana, Universal Health Insurance scheme that is there. And in Universal Health Insurance, what state governments are launching is also very important. Then IRDAI, or Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, and all the other regulatory aspects that are there for insurance sector. Ombudsman Act, IRDI Act 1999, Insurance Laws 2015, important committees that have been formed for improving the insurance sector of India. What are the important steps that have been taken? In which year was a committee formed? Who was the chairperson of that committee? All of these things are important. Then important LIC schemes in general. Obviously, when you're preparing for LIC, you have to know about LIC schemes also. Then what are the latest developments and the technological changes? Very important again, because there are so many changes that are coming up in market right now. So you have to know about the recent changes that are coming up in market. What are the like various apps that are being launched, artificial intelligence bots that are being brought into picture, and portals are being launched. Redressal is becoming easy. So grievance redressal is becoming easy. So what are all of these aspects, and everything you have to know about that as well, right? So here we have seen so many topics that it might seem that there are so many things to remember. How are we ever going to remember so much? For that purpose, first of all, you have to have a good study material, and a certain amount of material you can also gain at Entri app also, and various courses that we have. So you can gain that material. You have to have a certain reliable material for understanding of all of those subjects. You have to keep an eye on the basics of everything. That is, you have to know about the basics of insurance sector in general. That is, if someone asks you something which is a base, like terminology or various schemes, these are all the basics, right? And you have to know about them, right? That is required. That is why this section has been put in general, right? And you have to keep proper notes for that, but keep in mind, do not go in depth. Do not go into creating a postmortem out of everything. No, you have to brush up the thing. You just have to have an idea about the things in general. You have to have the highlights of them. You have to read the headlines of them. You don't have to open your own insurance company for that matter, right? Then for memory purpose, what you can do is create the notes of your own, and basic thing is revise them daily, on daily basis. Go through them once, and they will help you in memorizing it on a certain aspect. Go through a lot of questions and quizzes. So take a lot of quizzes and questions, because when you take all of these questions and quizzes, there you find all the latest types, or you can say developments, that are happening. You can gain them from the quiz sections also, but take a reliable quiz for that matter. So take a good quiz and go through a lot of questions, because questions will help you remember all of that information, because this is actually a lot of information, right? Stay updated on the FAQ section of all the SEBI, IRDAI sites and RBI sites. Stay updated on them, and do look at the background of the information as well, right? And all the financial schemes that are coming up recently, so you have to be updated about. In general, you have to be updated with current affairs also in general, and for that you'll have to have, first of all, a description of current affairs, and then you have to take questions, because questions are very important. So for detailed ones, you can take everyday classes that happen over here, where we in general touch about all of these things. So you have to have a touch of the news events that are happening, and then you have to take quizzes or questions, or previous year papers will help you in static preparation, not the current affairs part, but in static preparation they're going to help you. Like we were talking about the history of insurance sector, or all of those aspects that are there, right? So that can be touched up via your previous year papers or mocks that are there. right? Go through mocks as well. So this is how you can prepare for it, and these are various aspects that you can take. In case you have any doubt regarding preparation, you can ask them in the comment section of this video. Do like the video and share the video. And in case of any doubt regarding any form of preparation or study material on Entry app, you can ask it in the comment section, and they will be attended to as soon as it comes to know. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead, and good luck with your preparations, Anna.